this week's edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Coulter Hickok.
I'm Gunnar Farsteed.
And we've got a kind of familiar face on Hawk Talk. I mean, we've got Noah Sickler. He was my very first interview by myself on Hawk Talk, so we're kind of giving him a little bit of redemption today. So, Noah, I want to ask you, who is Noah Sickler?
My name is Noah Sickler. I am a receiver here at Dickinson State. I am a junior, and I am in a liberal arts major.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
We tried to get this going a little ways back, just so I can get some redemption for interviewing you. You can get a little redemption on that one.
Yeah, the first time was a little iffy.
It was a little iffy. I mean, you and Tiger Fry, it was not my greatest interview I've ever done, but I'm happy to have you on again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I guess you've had a very unconventional path back to DSU. So why don't you tell us about when you left Dickinson and coming back, and how that went?
Yeah, so I'm a Dickinson native. I graduated from Trinity in 2018, and I furthered my education and sports career at the University of North Dakota for 1 year. And then towards the end of that, things weren't working out, so I had gotten in contact with Coach Stanton and started making my way to transfer to Dickinson State, and that's where I'm at now.
So we're happy to have you back. So
happy to be here.
So I guess, what does it mean to you coming back to your hometown to play sports in front of your fans once again after leaving to go to a D1 school?
Yeah, so I mean, it's nice to be back. I see a lot of familiar faces from around, people I played in high school, or people that have, watched me grow up, or family, friends, and stuff like that. So it's nice to have familiar faces and gives you something more to play for. Puts a little bit more, makes you want to put more work into it, so you have people to make proud.
Yeah, right on.
So, I mean, we've had a little bit of success over here. How does it feel being a part of the 5 and 6 conference championships?
Yeah, I mean, I knew coming in that we'd had 4 in a row, so it was kind of, people were hoping we'd keep the train going. So, and we're on our 6th now, and we have the opportunity for a national championship, so that's what we're pushing forward towards now. We got the playoff game coming up here in a week or so that's where our minds are.
I mean, you brought it up. I mean, the Hawks are looking to go into their 6th straight NAIA playoff. Do you have any predictions of where we think we might be going?
There is talk about Morningside, but I mean, I don't know for sure. I mean, we've been, I feel like a lot of our focus, not focus, but a lot of the talk has been around our conference championships, and it would be nice to kind of make a statement, get out there and start winning some of these playoff games and make like a push towards a national championship, so that we could kind of, I'm not saying the conference is a bad thing, but it would just gives us something more to work towards.
So I guess you and I have both been a part, even Coulter's been a part of different conference championships here at DSU. So what is your particular individual view as spring prep into this unusual year going into the playoffs? Anything different for yourself?
Yeah, this whole year is all different. I mean, feels like we're in like an 8-month football season, but no place I'd rather be. I'd say the preparation it's in a regular season you go from kind of like in season to postseason and stuff like that, but now it's like we're consistently focused. I feel like we're all on a good path. We haven't kind of shied away from football. We haven't had a lot of breaks, so we are staying. Football's on our mind, and I think we're prepared to go into this playoff game and get a win.
Now, do you think the North Star or not the North Star, but the NAIA in general, do you think they kind of look down at DSU? I mean, ranked 12th right now, we're 9-0 as a football team. I think we kind of get overlooked. I want to hear your thoughts on this, though.
I mean, yeah, I'd agree with that, but I try not to play in too much of the media and the polls and all that stuff, because honestly, I don't even know what gets all factored into that. If it was based off of just games and stuff, yeah, I would say that we should be in the top 8, but can't control that, so wherever we land, we'll play it and make a statement wherever we are, so that's the plan.
And then this weekend, the Hawks are going to travel up to Jamestown to have a scrimmage against Mayville and Dakota State. What are your personal goals for this scrimmage, and what are you looking forward towards yourself?
Yeah, I'd say just kind of getting back in the rhythm of fast speed, getting back to playing speed. We've kind of just been strict practice and lifting and stuff, so it'll be nice to get back get some hits, take some hits, and just kind of get back into the speed of what a real game is like. And at the same time, we get film from, those are 2 teams we play regular season games, so get some film from them and see what we need to improve on, so we're ready to go when it comes April 17th.
I know you weren't able to compete in the Minot scrimmage, so I kind of feel like you kind of got something to prove on this one. I could just be me talking, but I feel like you're going to kind of shine on this one.
Yeah, I hope so. I had to sit out, unfortunately, in the Minot scrimmage because I had hurt my AC joint, my right shoulder. But after some rehab and stuff, everything is good to go. So I definitely have some things that I would like to personally prove, yeah. But, I mean, I think we as a whole team have a lot to prove to these other two teams that we play in our regular season that, you know, we put the work in, we're ready to go. So
The Hawks are coming prepared.
yes, sir, always.
So how do you feel as after, you know, you weren't at the Minot scrimmage going into this weekend scrimmage? What do you think the goals for the team are as far as, I mean, you talked about getting back into like hitting shape and anything, but what, like, let's just go position group wise. You know, the DSU wide receivers, top 2 wide receivers in the conference, Tiger Fry and Jarrett Lee, you're definitely up there. So how as a group, how do you want to prepare going into this scrimmage?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we, like, play-wise and all that stuff, we're pretty locked in. It's just kind of like fine-tuning the small things, like timing-wise, or just, you know, because I said we're going full speed and stuff, so getting our timing right on the routes and making sure everybody's in the right place at the right time, and just kind of the smaller things. We're there fully, I think, like with the plays, and as a group, we're there. We just individually, I think a lot of kids have like just small details to work on, nothing major, but.
All right, so, I mean, your very first time, I asked you some fun, excuse me, I asked some fun questions, but I think this is my favorite one. I asked you this one in your interview, but Noah, I want to ask you, if you were to be the defender of Dickinson, what would your superpower be, and what would your superhero name be?
Oh, superpower, man. I'd probably be invisible
Okay.
for the superpower. The name, might just have to stick with 5.
Just
yeah.
5?
Yeah.
5, yeah.
Gunner and Blake Murray like to just call me 5 for my number, so
Yeah.
that's kind of something that's gone around the team, and stick with 5 and invisible.
5 and invisible. All right. I can.
Yeah, I can
That's-
get behind that.
Yeah.
I think in my interview I chose speed, but you have plenty of
Speed.
that, so you don't need that. So, well, I guess I have one final question. You know, fun question too. I was thinking about this on the drive over here. So you played at Dickinson Trinity, were a standout in Region 7 basketball. Your teammate that's year behind you, Eric Knopick, was also a standout in Region 7. So just what do you think, if you were to go one-on-one again, who was going to win in a one-on-one between
In
you two?
basketball?
Yeah.
Oh, man. If you were to put him here, he'd tell you right away I can't shoot. So I'd have to say him in one-on-one basketball, but you have to ask him if he's ever on here, who would win in a 300 hurdle race.
Ooh, it's bringing in a little track.
Might be a
All
little
right, I
touchy
like it.
subject for him, but that's something
You want to bring in that history a little bit? Let's get a little backstory
elaborate
on
on
this
it.
one.
So I had never run hurdles in high school, but we were at the track one day practicing, and we were running 200s, and we had spread out in like lanes 1, 2, and 3, because we had like a group of 15 people running them. And I happened to be in the 3rd lane as we're running our 200s just for practice, and there was a hurdle in the lane in front of me, and so instead of walking or running around it, I just decided to jump over it, and the coach saw it, and I don't know what he started thinking or what, but the next track meet, he ended up putting me in the 300 hurdles, and I qualified for state in that.
Your very
And-
first time.
Yes.
That's an athlete right there.
And then I ran it, I think, one more time to try to improve my time to see if I could possibly run it at state, and I did end up improving my time. And then so finally I had gotten to race Eric at state for the 300 hurdles. And we had a bet on it too with one of our football coaches from high school that he would buy the winner of the race a steak dinner. And I ended up beating Eric in that race. So that's kind of something we always talk about, joke about, but
I bet that
Good
steak
memory.
dinner was pretty well worth it at that
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So, final question here on Hawk Talk. I mean, I've asked you this once before, but I think you want to answer your question a little bit differently. But Noah, what does DSU mean to you?
Yeah, I know we've talked about this before because I feel like most of them go towards like it being a family and stuff, but I can't think of anything else. It really is like you are so tight knit, and depending on it, you don't just like football doesn't just hang out with football. Like all the sports are interconnected, all the extracurriculars are interconnected. Everybody's worried, like everybody's concerned about other people around and stuff. You're not just on your own. So I'd say the best word for me to describe it would just be a family.
I mean, yeah, I'll say it again once more. I mean, you are exactly right. The Blue Hawks are a tight-knit family. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else than here.
Absolutely.
I'd agree.
So Noah, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I think we redeemed ourselves quite a bit from our very first go around.
After that first one, I don't think we could do much worse.
No, so we can only go up from here. So again, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Gunnar and I will be right back right after this with another guest. That was way.
Here come your Bulldogs. Steps into the throw, in the wind, down to the goal line, and caught! Touchdown, Blue Hawks!
And we're back. As you can see, your screen, you might have got a little bit of a wider lens on, but we got this unit of a man on right here. So we have Matt Day from the DSU football team. So Matt Day, how'd you come over to DSU? That's something that everybody's got on their mind right now.
Well, ironically, I kind of went on a recruiting trip here. I had a couple good buddies up here, Cody Johnson, and we call him Conky, John Harrelson.
He's also been on Hawk Talk.
Yeah, he's also been on Hawk Talk. He's a gamer. Don't forget that. He's a gamer. But I came up here, had a great time with some good buddies, went back, hung out in Soki, got to kind of feel the atmosphere. A lot of football guys were in there at the time, so I got to kind of hang out with everyone. And bada bing, bada boom, I'm here.
And now 7 years later, you're still here.
Oh my gosh.
That's how it
7
feels.
years, huh?
But so I guess with your journey to DSU and everything, meeting a lot of different people, how's your experience been as far as, like, you've played football for 5 years now, you're an RA, you're a football captain, you're on the choir. I mean, you're very active in DSU. So I guess, how do you balance everything here on campus?
You know, a lot of people would say, like, it's, you know, just I'm good at it, but I'm not. You ask anyone around me, like, sometimes you struggle. We talk about it all the time, especially like in football, like, you just don't want to have a bad day. Like, you can just struggle. You can have you feel like crap. You just aren't doing it. Like, you just do bad on a test, do bad on a couple assignments. It's just kind of grinding through it. And that's all it's about, is just kind of going through it.
I mean, you've been here since the second conference championship, or have you been here since the first?
Second.
You've been here since the second conference championship. What have you seen progress as the team has gone along, with now winning their sixth?
I kind of think when I showed up, we were kind of getting that mode where it's the standard just to do that, right? But now when we walk in, we know, like, hey, we're not here to try to get it, we're here to get it. And it's nice being the guys on top, you know? Like, we've already gotten there, but we still want to get farther up, right? We still want to settle on that, you know?
So what is your outlook? So you've been here for, what, 5 of them now? Or no, 4?
4.
Mental math, not good today. So, I mean, in your time, you've witnessed the first road playoff win in school history. You were part of a tough game down in Kansas in the NAIA quarterfinals 2 years ago. So what is, like, your outlook as, you know, the ultimate goal is to win a national championship, but how do you look at actually achieving and getting there?
I just think a lot of it has to do with, like, just kind of staying competing. It's just super easy to get complacent. Like, you look at a lot of teams, I won't name names, but there's teams that, you know, have gotten to that level, they've gotten to kind of get there, and then they drop off for 3-4 years, and then they kind of climb back up, then drop off. We're not that. And I think Coach Stanton, and it's a contributed to him, but it's also contributed to, like, all the guys in the locker room. Like, we just aren't here to be complacent. We're here to win. So, kind of.
Yeah, it's always that. I always remember Coach Stanton say, "Stay hungry and hunt." So that's kind of
I always
fall
stay
in
hungry.
there too. Yeah,
I always stay hungry.
always.
So as a senior, with you getting your year back from the NAIA, what are you most looking forward to this year and along with next year?
I was just playing with the boys. I actually get a chance to graduate with my younger cousin. He's a year younger than me. He likes to say he's the same age, but he's about 12 months younger than I am.
And that'd be Jared Steinbeiser?
Yeah. We don't look the same. He got the looks, I got the size, you know, no big deal.
I mean, offensive linemen do get a little bit better with the ladies rather than the DBs, the linebackers. So
Well, it depends on who you ask.
yeah, you're right.
We do. We'll take that. We do get the ladies,
Yeah.
no big deal.
So I guess speaking of football and the playoff push, you know, with COVID affecting the year, DSU was lucky enough to play a full fall season, and then having to restart here in the spring to make a playoff push. How has that changed the outlook? And for you, especially as a captain this last season, how has the leadership been changed to make that push?
Well, like a lot of time, especially kind of at the end of the season, you get that, like, everyone's kind of beat up. Everyone's kind of like, okay, like you start seeing 10, 15 guys repetitively in the training room and stuff like that. But now, like, everyone's kind of healthy. Yeah, we got some nicked up guys, but hey, we're all coming back, and it's nice because everyone has that energy again. Like, it can and like, it's a grind. Like, in all honesty, you get tired. You don't feel the same way. You just feel icky all the time. But now, like, everyone has that energy. Everyone's ready to go out and play. Everyone wants to give more than what they probably should be some days. Like, we were going 110% all the time, foot down on the gas pedal. Some guys are giving 140, and it's because everyone feels good, and it's exciting. It's been a good time, and yeah.
Now, there's a bit of a position change in the coaching group for the offensive linemen. I mean, Coach Tobin O'Brien has taken over as the offensive line coach for the Blue Hawks. How does it feel playing under someone that you currently or had played for previously? Is it a bit of a hindrance, like you had known him as a friend, but now do you know what is expected out of you? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, funny story, Coach O'Brien was actually the one that did my recruiting trip. So when I came, he took me, and then Conkey took Chris Gardner. So it was, I've been around Tobin for forever now. It feels like forever. He's a great guy, and I know he wants us to be just as good as, or better than he ever wanted to be. Like, he wants us to succeed just as much as he did. So, and he loves this university. He's gonna go out and do it, and I put all the trust in the world in them, just like anyone else.
So is it a little? How is the feeling being that? Do you have that feeling of, hey, he's still your buddy and your past teammate, or have you kind of moved on and it's now Coach O'Brien?
Well, he's still my buddy, but definitely he's a coach. Like at first with anybody, it's like Hayden or any other coaches I played with. It's kind of that, like, you got to find that happy medium. Like, hey, you're my buddy. I can joke around with you still. But I think a lot of it is just mutual respect. Like, I respect all those guys. You go out there and you do all that stuff with them. You be around them for so long. It just kind of happens. And I think it was a great transition there.
And now, since this is Hawk Talk, we asked a lot of the fun questions. We're going to try and move away from football for a second. We're just going to try not to make you think about that stuff for a second. But I want to ask you, if you were to be a Crayola crayon, what color would you want to be in a 64-pack of Crayola crayons?
Oh, so it's Matt Day. You know it's going to be an elaborate answer, so I'm ready.
I'm ready for it.
I'm going to be powder blue. Powder blue. You don't know why? Because
San Diego Chargers.
not just this. No, Los Angeles Chargers.
No, you're the old OG fan.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
No, I just it's not like super. It's not like a super like demanding color, but it pops and it's a cool color. I like it.
Now, you have probably some of the greatest head of lettuce that I've ever seen, Matt Day. I mean, not to be compared with like a mullet or anything, but you do have quite the man bun rocking right now. Now, if you were to take the entire hairstyle of all the team, who do you think would win in a hair competition?
Maddox Fucci.
Maddox Fucci.
Oh, I have to agree
The
with
style on that guy is unreal.
Okay.
The curl, he has like a natural curl too.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
I'll give it to him.
All right, Maddox Fucci, if you're watching, you win in a hair competition sponsored by the DSU Blue Hawks.
So, yeah, going with that hair, though, it's a struggle for Matt Day to get in a football helmet, though.
Yeah, I already got a thick head.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
So, Matt Day, since your first time on Hawk Talk, we want to ask you, what does DSU mean to you?
Oof. Well, it means a lot of things, but I think the biggest thing is it actually means family to me. Not only did I have family that came here, and I grew up around a lot of people that ended up coming here, and a lot of my coaches and teachers in high school actually came here. It's just this community, just everyone here, whether it's a student, another athlete, which is basically the same, coach, teacher, everyone wants you to succeed. And it's just that mutual, like, everyone wants you to do good. And it's just, I just think family's kind of that buzzword that I really like to say about DSU.
I mean, everybody says it. I completely, wholeheartedly agree with it. Without DSU, I wouldn't be here. It's a big family, as you said.
Yeah, make a lot of lifelong friends and lifelong impact. So, very special place.
So, Matt Day, I promised I'd get you a shirt. I will do that. I'm going to get you a shirt before practice. Do you have anything that you want to plug right now? Any social medias? Anything? Maybe you say, hey, come out to Jamestown.
I really like you guys getting a taller chair. I feel pretty short. I guess, no, I don't. I'm not really a social media present, so.
Do you have any choir concerts, band concerts that people need to know about?
We do have one coming up. I don't know the date. And
I mean, but you can check out the DSU Blue Hawk site for that information.
Yes.
I'm fairly positive on that one. But again, Matt Day, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a lot of fun.
No, I enjoyed it. My boys.
Yes, sir.
Gunnar and I will be right back for the recap right after this.
Done. That was the
Should've-
best.
And we're back for the recap. I mean, we had a lot going on this weekend.
Busy week for the Hawks, that's for sure.
So we had baseball first. Baseball and softball played against Valley City at home. Unfortunately, both teams went 1-3 on the weekend, but were able to come back yet on Wednesday, and they played Presentation, both winning against Presentation. So congrats to the Hawks on those games. Then they have a Viterbo going on this weekend, so they're going to be playing a doubleheader each day, Friday and Saturday, against Viterbo. So maybe Hawks get dubs on the weekend.
Right, absolutely.
Then we have track. So track is headed to Northwestern Iowa, which is in Orange City, for the multi-conference meet. Martin Farver, second time in North Star Athletic Association track runner of the week.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
Congrats
So-
to him. And then the rest of the track team, they're headed to Bismarck for a tournament or a track meet that I forgot the name, but it had a specific name to it tied to that. So hopefully the Hawks get the dub on the weekend as well.
Absolutely. So this weekend, both the men's and women's Hawk golf teams open up their seasons in Valley City. So good luck to them. It's definitely been a beautiful spring for golf, so it'll be a great opening weekend. The number 12th ranked DSU Blue Hawks travel to Jamestown to scrimmage Mayville State University and the lesser Dakota State University in Jamestown for a pre-playoff scrimmage. So hopefully that goes well. And then cross country, the Hawks left the nest and they head down to, where is it? I think it's Louisiana, is correct?
No, they're actually headed to Rapid City, Iowa.
Rapid City, Iowa?
Yeah, Rapid City, Iowa. It's actually Rapid City, South Dakota, isn't it?
I thought it
It's Rapid City.
Yeah, somewhere. Anyways, they're headed to the Nationals for cross country. So Hunter Flynn and Will Flowers will both be competing at Nationals. So good luck to them, and hopefully they represent the Hawks well at Nationals.
Yeah, and we talked with Matt Day and Noah Sickler. I mean, both great interviews. I mean, when I first interviewed Noah, that was a train wreck. So I'm glad to get some redemption on that one. Matt Day, great interview, great head of hair on that guy.
Oh yeah, anything Matt Day you expect is going to be the best.
So that's pretty much it. Along with just thank you for Consolidated Channel 18 for doing all this. Don't forget, we've got our Twitter right there at DSU Heritage Fund and our Instagram at DSU Foundation. Once again, thank you to the DSU Heritage Foundation. Thank you to all the fans that are watching. Thank you very much. I can't say it enough. Thank you, Gunnar, for great interviews.
Absolutely, it's been an awesome week.
We should get Kenzie on next week. She had to go to Iowa for the conference, the multi-conference. So we're going to get her and Gunnar on at some time. But thank you again for everything that you guys do for us. It's been awesome. So, and with that, Hawks are up.